So one of the most important things you can understand astrologically, and this is in my book, but who cares? I've been like watching a lot of podcasts lately, or listening to podcasts, I guess you could say, and people who write books will like talk a lot about what's in their book. So there's still a lot more in the book that I'm not going to talk about, but it's not a secret idea, and it's that of the 24,000 year cycle. So this is probably going to be really useful for people to hear right now who have a faith in astrology. You don't even have to have really that big of an understanding of it, because it's one of the most big picture concepts, and I don't think that many astrologers or modern astrologers know about it or really talk about it in depth. So basically, imagine our Earth is here, and our little tiny solar system is here, right? So, every planet in our solar system is orbiting around our little mini sun, but our little mini sun is also orbiting around the grand sun. And all types of ancient history has talked about it. It's believed to be the fixed star, I might be pronouncing wrong, Alcyone, which is spelled Alcyone, Alcyone. All types of mythology associated with it. Sorry, I'm just making some tea right now. But basically, this has to do with the Iron Age, Bronze Age, Silver Age, and Gold Age. I'm sure you've heard, like, we're entering the Age of Aquarius, we're entering the Bronze Age. You have no idea what it means. All you do, all you have to see is how fucked up and crazy the world is right now. So, and I will get a graph. I drew something. 1 second. I just need to find my black book. Okay, so maybe it's better to go over here. Basically, we're not even close to the golden age. And these ages, like bronze, iron, silver, gold, it has to do with how close we are to the center sun, right? So the closer we are to the center sun, the more enlightened people are, the more spiritual people are, the longer people live, the faster time seems to go, the quality of time improves, the arts are improved, like people have psychic abilities. And if we look, if you look at like ancient Egypt and history before, like if you're someone that just believes that history really started in the way that modern historians say that it has, that sucks, because there's tons of evidence that has proven Atlantis and Lemuria and all these different civilizations that were way more advanced. And that's a whole nother tangent. But basically, we have these cycles, and the ancient rishis, the wise men of India, were able to make calculations that even modern astrologers today, astronomers, scientists cannot make. That there's a 24,000 year cycle where basically it's 12,000 for each way. So imagine the grand sun is here, Alcyone. We're really fucking far from it now, and that's why the world is why it's been in recent history. But we're slowly, it's here, and we're slowly getting closer and closer to it. And then as we get as close as we can get to it, then it starts another cycle. So it's 12,000 years for each there and back. So let's see if I can find this. I think I drew it in here. And this is like my... Okay. Let's see if I can make sense of this. Okay. So this might be tough. Okay, so that circle, if you see down here at the very bottom, you see where I have that, it says currently where we're at. So you see how it's a circle at the very top, like around right here is the golden age, and this is time. So we're here. Like this was the bottom part, like the lowest mark of humanity. I think it was around 600 AD. So it was just, like historians have written about this time. Like there's not even that much that's been written about this time, because it was just so dark. And since then, we've slowly moved out of what's called Kali Yuga. It's still in debate, between some Indian Vedic astrologers whether we're still in Kali Yuga, which is like the time that is exhibiting the most ignorance and most difficult. But like here, there was famine, there was complete separation, no, just people were just surviving. And as it gets higher and higher, you see this is where we are now. So we entered, let's see if I have the years. I think I wrote down the years. So yeah, 498 AD was when we hit like the bottom of the bottom. So even since then, and in so we've basically been in Dwapara, the Bronze Age, since 1698. So that's when we took a step up, and it's gonna be and that's also like representing the age of Aquarius, because you can see, we have the signs here, the axes, right? So where we're here, you see it represents with Leo, Aquarius axis. That's what's really starting, moving out of Pisces, Virgo. So essentially, it's another 16. So it's 2,400 years. So I wrote current time is 2020. We're around 17% through the Dwapara Yuga, which is another word for the Bronze Age. 2,078 more years to go until we get to the Silver Age. But the beautiful thing is that it's all up for so long, because then we get to the Silver Age, which is 3,600 years. Then we get to the Gold Age, which is 4,800 years, and then it gets to the very peak where we reach the central sun, and then it goes down. It's the descending axis. So we stay in the Golden Age for another 4,800 years, and then we're still in the Silver Age for another 3,600 years. So if you think about it, this also is very, very telling about the quality of time, and how in lower vibratory states, time is different. Like right now, it's when you can imagine it, like when you're really having fun and enjoying life, and in the moment, time flies, right? That's an actual thing. That has to do with the quality of time. So in the last we're close. We're getting out of it, and this move into Aquarius will be huge for humanity, and that's represented also by Pluto in Western astrology, by Pluto as it's moving into Aquarius in the next few years, and of course Saturn and mostly Saturn, also Jupiter. That doesn't really matter as much. So yeah, basically the point in this is that if you ask people, sometimes don't really understand why I have this this view, this big optimism. I guess is it optimism, or is it just like, I don't know, things don't really affect me as much. I'm just like, yeah, it's gonna be okay, because I see how the divine, the universe, how it's created through astrology. I don't see it, I don't understand it perfectly, but I can see from the outside that there's a pattern. I can see how history, if you want to read Richard Tarnas's book, I have a few books of his, but if you want to read his books, the Harvard historian who's correlated astrology to historical events, you see that there's patterns. Literally, like this, even the Saturn Pluto. I was listening to a podcast today, and they were talking about how they were like saying like, yeah, this is like the new 9/11. I was like, that's just so like in line with astrology, because that's the last time that Saturn and Pluto were in I think they were in a square at that point? Yeah, must have been square. Yeah. So, anyways, main point is that Mika is just really into this conversation. Let's see if she has something to say. Mika? Yeah, the main point is, astrological cycles, it really shows you, it gives you the ability to zoom out and to not be so caught in the moment, caught in this time. I know things seem fucked up and seem like they could go any direction, but have faith. And, I think a lot of the worst is behind us, although it may not seem like it right now. And people can believe that astrology is bullshit and all that, but I mean, these are the laws that are governing this realm. What's the quote? It's like the laws that govern, like it's like I can't think of it right now. It's basically like by understanding astrology, this is the laws that are obvious in higher realms are the laws that govern the lower realms. So astrology is a law that's very obvious to the higher realms, but not to us. Just like if to an ant, they'd have no idea about the human world, but maybe one of them could, it's kind of a weird idea, but it's just to say that like there's different realms, and if you can get a clue as to what's happening higher in the higher realm than you have a huge advantage. Makes life way easier. Makes things make a lot more sense. So, anyways, probably one of my more important videos. So if you watch this all the way through, I salute you, and hope you guys have a great day/week and enjoy this information. Okay.